Mob of the Dead is commonly referred to as the best zombies map of all time. Is that statement true? Well, to some yes, and to some no. What do I think? Well, let's hop into it today. So starting these sections off like normal is the pros, and leading us off is the lore with the pros section. When is it not? So the story gets very complicated, so I'm going to try summarizing it. In an alternate dimension from our normal story, a pocket dimension is created by trapping 4 Alcatraz prisoners inside of it. These prisoners are trapped because of the fact they were all killed via electric chair on a cold winter's night on New Year's Eve. After they are killed, the pocket dimension is created, trapping them in a cycle of infinitely killing them via electric chair. The only way for the cycle to end is originally they got sent into the cycle because they killed the 4th prisoner, Al Arlington, aka the Weasel, on top of a roof. In the cycle, the same thing happens. The 3 prisoners end up killing Weasel on the roof again and again and again for God knows how long, before eventually, some way, Weasel is the one to kill the 3 other prisoners, Finn O'Leary, Billy Handsome, and Sal DeLuca. Eventually, Weasel kills them, breaking the cycle entirely. We'll get into the purpose of why the pocket dimension exists in a different time, but as for now, the story is really good stuff. It has a lot of mystery in it originally, and I still think the story to this day is fantastic, as this is Jason Blundell's first zombies map. Yes, this is actually a map under a new director. Jimmy Zielinski directed every single zombies map up until this point, but now we have Jason Blundell. Both have their pros and cons, of course, as we'll get into, but I definitely thought that was pretty neat to bring up, as we finally actually have a new director, so we have a lot of new stuff to work with. Starting with the fact that we have an intro cutscene that's actually CG. This intro is extremely cool. It has Johnny Cash's Rusty Cage playing in the background. Also, this map has a music video made for it too, which is not seen anywhere in game for some reason. But any map that has a lot of promotional material made to enhance the story and lore is something that is immediately going to shoot the map up on my personal tier list, as I am a lore guy. I like the maps to play them for the quests, lore, story. I like playing zombies for fun too, but the story has always been my favorite part of all these maps. So when there's more promotional material showing more of the story, the map is automatically going to get bias points for me. And the intro cutscene does a great job of that. We see a officer originally walking down a hallway before talking to Sal DeLuca. This officer is Stanley Ferguson, who appears in some radios.
Ain't that swell?
Eventually, we hear someone struggling in a cage, and we find out that's no one other than Al Arlington, aka the Weasel, trying to fake being sick or hurt in order to get Stanley to open the cage to let him out. Eventually, Stanley caves, he opens the gate, and then he gets killed by Al because he was faking it. At this point, they all realize something is wrong, as Stanley gets back up as a zombie version of himself. The 4 mobsters pull out a pistol, which is not on this map, by the way, and kill the zombie in his tracks. But at this point, something is seriously wrong, as the entire prison catches on fire, and zombies start emerging from all the cages, the ground, the ceiling. They emerge everywhere. And the mobsters fight recklessly to try to survive, but unfortunately they are ultimately killed. Speaking of the characters and the mobsters on this map are one of the best parts about it. Weasels is like the brain of the group, who constructs a plan to make a plane to fly off of Alcatraz Island. Of course this fails, and then the other 3 mobsters kill him. The other 3 mobsters being Sal DeLuca, Finn O'Leary, and Billy Handsome. Every single one of them have very unique quips and quotes and different personality traits that makes them stand out, and to make this map a fan favorite for a good reason. Just like this map's aesthetic and layout, dude. First of all, let me talk about the aesthetic of this map. Like the prison itself, the fact that it's on fire, the fact that on New Year's Eve, we see like the fireworks in the sky on the roof. We see the prison that has like blood all over it, debris all over the map. We even have the zombies who are like prison guards, other inmates. It's really cool stuff that really makes you feel like you're in this prison. But this map does a really good job setting atmosphere. This map actually has its own dynamic soundtrack, which most maps before this did not have. For example, a lot of the songs on this map have a very dark and sad undertone to them, while some of them have a triumphant undertone to them, like when you're on the roof on the plane. I won't talk about the map's aesthetic for too long, as I'm pretty sure a lot of other people done that, but I think it's really good stuff. This map has introduced a ton of stuff so far, including a new wonder weapon and 2 wonder gadgets. The wonder weapon is called the Blundergat, which is a shotgun that has 1 shot in it that you reload after every shot, and holy crap is this thing powerful. Add Pack-a-Punch and then adding double tap. This thing can one-shot zombies up to like round 30. And then it has an upgrade which you can find around the map. You can find all the parts around the map, and then you can craft it into the Acid Gat kit. The Acid Gat kit is like the original, however, instead of shooting a giant bullet that wipes out like a horde of zombies, the Acid Gat shoots 3 scatter shots that act as a monkey bomb and stick to zombies before exploding, killing any zombies in sight. This thing combined with double tap, you could just fire like a machine, and no matter what happens, you'll literally never go down. And it's great because it acts as a monkey bomb, and the fact you don't need monkey bombs, as we have the Tomahawk, aka the Hell's Retriever. The Hell's Retriever is a Tomahawk pretty much, however it acts as a boomerang in a sort. You throw it, but then it comes back to you. You can charge it up twice where it does more damage. The Hell's Retriever is also great because it can pick up drops. It's used for some Easter egg steps. And it's even greater because it's super easy to obtain. There would be 3 Cerberus heads around the map that you need to fill up with zombies. After you do that, you can just go down to the basement, and then you can be able to pick it up in a secret room. The Hell's Retriever can actually be upgraded to the Hell's Redeemer, where it becomes blue and it can be charged 3 times and has infinite damage. Yes, even around 250, this thing can kill zombies still. This Wonder Gadget is also useful for the fact that it can help you get the Wonder Weapon for free. Yes, of course, like in Black Ops 1, you can get it from the box. However, this Hell's Retriever is used for collecting 5 skulls hidden around the map. Collecting all 5 of these skulls will award you with a free copy of the new Wonder Weapon of the map, which is missing a bullet for some reason if you get it for free, but nonetheless, it's still an awesome feature. Which also means 2 players in your game can get the new Wonder Weapon, which is awesome. The Spoon is a new melee weapon introduced on this map, more like the melee version of the Wonder Weapon, where you can literally just one-shot zombies up to an insane round. It's not as practical because, you know, you can only kill 1 zombie at a time, but being able to kill zombies in your way up to like round 36 is really cool. And it looks cool because the Spoon can also be upgraded to the Golden Spork, which it one-shots for even longer. This map also introduces 3 new traps: the Acid Trap, the Fan Trap, and the Sniper Trap. The Acid Trap is in the cafeteria, and you can run a bunch of zombies through it, just one-shotting them at any point. The Fan Trap is in the Warden's office. Right outside the Warden's office, there's a trap, and you run zombies through it just like the Acid Trap, but this one you can actually go prone under, so you could probably do a strategy where zombies just run into the trap. And then the Sniper Trap is down at the docks, where you activate a trap, and then someone in the Sniper Tower starts one-shotting zombies with a DSR-50. This trap can also be upgraded to a rocket launcher trap by shocking the electric panel under it in the new Afterlife system. Yes, the Afterlife system. This is a new mechanic introduced on this map, which actually takes the place of Quick Revive in solo and co-op. The Afterlife system acts as, think of Who's Who when you're in your doppelganger form, except zombies cannot hit you, and you're much faster, and you have a unique weapon in this state. And overall, this is an awesome feature because every single round you get a new Afterlife. And of course, you can revive yourself. Like Who's Who, of course, you can actually go up to your body and then hold F or X or whatever console you play on to revive yourself. After you revive yourself, you'll notice like an icon in your bottom right corner right above your HUD showing a number. In solo, this number can go up to 3. In co-op, it can go up to 1. This dictates how many afterlives you have, and if you go down, you will go sent into this mode. And this recharges by 1 every round. So yes, you heard me correctly. In co-op, you can revive yourself infinitely. And no, it's not broken, because when you shock zombies in Afterlife, it only teleports them away. And if you're on a high enough round, even getting a ton of afterlives isn't super broken because of the fact you can't kill zombies. It's not broken. It's just an awesome safety net that can seriously minimize the amount of cheap downs you can feel like you have. Because there are times in solo where you will feel like you went down unfairly. Well, in this mode, it can kind of nullify that because you'll get your revive back no matter what. The Afterlife system in general is just super awesome, and it's great to get better at the game. I feel like I've been saying this with all the Black Ops 2 maps, but honestly, man, the Black Ops 2 maps have introduced a lot of new features to help you out and getting better at the game. All these new features may make the map sound a little bit easy, but I can tell you that's not the case, as this map introduces a new mini-boss, Brutus, aka the Warden. The Warden, of course, is the new mini-boss, who spawns in every 7 rounds or so, who has a very decent amount of health. However, the Warden isn't really here to try and kill you himself. He more or less goes around the map and locks every piece of machinery around the map to make you pay an extra 2,000 points to unlock it. If you do enough damage to him, he'll drop a smoke grenade, which makes it so it's easy for the zombies to kill you. Once again, solidifying his role as he wants the zombies to kill you instead of actually killing you himself. If you see this guy spawn in, you kill him, and if you kill him, you get a great reward. You get a drop, and you get about 1,000 points, and with double points it stacks, so you get a ton of points. Overall, a great boss. And this map has just been hitting home run after home run with new features. It makes the gameplay seamless and flow amazingly, and it opens up a lot of replayability, especially with the Wonder Weapon and the fact that you're able to upgrade it and then use the original base variant to get some more time out of the map. It's just a great system, just like the new buildable system. Yes, there is a new buildable system finally. If you pick up a part, you permanently have it. Remember the key on Die Rise, which allows you to get to the elevator easier? Well, on this map, you can use it infinitely. Why was it not like that on Die Rise? I don't know. If you pick up a piece of the new Wonder Weapon, well, you have it permanently. You're not like this liquefier, we need to get one piece at a time. You pick up a new piece of the upgrade for the Wonder Weapon, you get it permanently. The main quest items, you get them all at once. In co-op, yes, you can still only carry one part, but it's still a lot better than the Die Rise system, especially in solo. All these new features wouldn't be nothing if there wasn't a lot of training space to be able to run around, kill a bunch of zombies, and be able to appreciate all the new features inside this map. This map has a lot of spaces to train zombies, especially in the cafeteria. You can train them at the entrance of the cafeteria. You can train them in the cafeteria. You can train down by the docks if you're good enough. You can train on the roof if you're good enough. There's so many locations you can train. You can even camp on the gondola too, which is a new fast travel feature, which is just the map that keeps on giving, dude. It just keeps keeps piling on great features. You may have noticed I haven't talked about the Pack-a-Punch yet, and that's because the Pack-a-Punch has its own quest to get. Kind of like Doris, where of course you need to link the teleporter, but this one is a little more grand. You collect 5 parts around the map, and eventually you're able to build a plane. This plane will take you to a new, inaccessible area from normal means of the map, the Golden Gate Bridge. Yes, the Golden Gate Bridge. On this bridge, some interesting things happen. For one, you can't escape when you first get here. Number 2, a warden will spawn immediately after you arrive. Number 3, of course, the Pack-a-Punch is there. The first thing you're going to do, of course, is Pack-a-Punch. However, a warden will spawn, and when killed, he'll drop a power-up. However, after that first warden is killed and drops a power-up, you can no longer get power-ups on the Golden Gate Bridge. So your best course of action is to get some points, Pack-a-Punch, and leave. But you might be noticing, oh shit, there's no way to leave. Well, that's because about 2 minutes after you get here, electric chairs will spawn. And then you run over to the electric chair, and then a lightning will strike the bridge, thus causing the electric chair to go off and killing you. This will send you back to the spawn room of the Mob of the Dead map, where you can go revive yourself again and literally repeat the cycling and collecting the plane parts again. Instead of the parts themselves, though, since you already built it, you actually have to get gas cans to refuel the plane. But as I said with the Pack-a-Punch and go into the bridge, you can do it over and over and over again. This is actually recommended to do because this is how you do the Easter egg. But before we get into that, I want to talk about some cool things about this map. This map actually has a few unique weapons like the AK-47. The death machine is actually in the mystery box instead of a power-up, and you can actually carry it as a normal gun, except you're extremely slow with it. And then the Uzi is also a unique weapon on this map that doesn't make an appearance anywhere else. Speaking of exclusive, we have Electric Cherry, which is the new perk on this map. This perk only appears on this map in Origins, but this map is the only map where it has its own machine. And I should also mention that no perks on this map have a jingle. Electric Cherry, since this is the only map where it has its machine, also has no jingle. Electric Cherry doesn't have a jingle on any map, so this perk effectively doesn't have a jingle, and it's extremely creepy. Regardless of the perk itself is great. When you reload your gun, an electric force field will surround you, shocking any zombies around you. When you combine this with the new wonder weapon with Speed Cola and a shield, you can literally get to whatever round you want without Jug. It's a little cheesy, of course, but it's super fun nonetheless, and a great perk added to this map. Oh boy, here we go. Time to talk about things I didn't like. And starting us off is the Easter egg. I don't like this map's Easter egg, and for one simple reason. Well, before I talk about it, let me go through the steps. Go to Pack-a-Punch, come back, 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 go to Go down to the Citadel, enter a few numbers relating to the prisoners, collect some headphone power-ups, go back to the roof, go into Afterlife, get on the plane, go to the Golden Gate Bridge, and then you actually turn against your teammates, and then the person who Weasel has the zombies on their side. This step is awesome, but as we'll get into, it's only in 2 players or more. We were so close to having this map be an almost perfect map. Of course, no map is without its flaws, but this is a huge flaw for me. The steps are simple, easy to replicate, and fun, and work with the map well, all the way up until you need 2 players. And of course, you can do the Easter egg all the way up to the last step in solo. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm not going to talk about this Easter egg more longer than I have to, but I will say it's just bullshit how we have to have more than 1 player in the game. It's like these maps don't care about solo players, which is ironic, because this map has some solo features in place. You get extra afterlives. Doors are a little cheaper. I don't know what they were thinking. Look, I love Mob of the Dead. I think it's a great map, but this is no way in hell my favorite map of all time. Absolutely not. Not with this Easter egg. I know they're meant to be played with friends, but they could have made a solo quest like on Call of the Dead. Regardless, though, this map is fantastic and the beginning of a great era for the zombies game mode and large. And I know why so many people like this map. I see why so many people like this map. This map is almost a masterpiece for me, but unfortunately stumbles at the finish line.